Okay, fine. So very good. So quickly, just about last week. Okay, so we're in the sugya of Ashgacha Pratis. It's not over yet. Next week's going to be a big bumper, but something to think about. Something to think about. We learned the Ramban. We learned the Ramban, and the Ramban basically is saying that the Nisim Hanistorm, the pshat in the Nisim Hanistorm is that we are gonna. The Rebbeinu Shalom is trying to communicate with us. He's trying to teach us something. So we're trying to learn something from it. Now, here's the thing I want you guys, I want us to try and think about until next week, is that there's two nekudas that I came up with, two zachen that I think it's worth thinking about. Number one, istakel beraisu bar alma. There's istakel beraisu bar alma. That means that the world, the events in the world that take place in the world, is gufei Torah. It's mamish Torah, and they're supposed to communicate with us. Right? Just like we learn Torah, we're supposed to learn from these things. So, problem number one, or koishi, let's say number one, at least for me, I'm talking for myself, is that if I want the world to communicate with me on a language called Lashon HaKodesh, Lashon Torah, or something like that, I have to know Torah. Okay? You can't just like fudge it, You have to know the Torah. And then you see, for example, I'll tell you a maisa which sits in my head. I don't even remember the maisa. I just remember the sentence. It was an amazing sentence. We were learning Chulin, second seder, 2 blot a week. And our Rosh Kollel was a big Talmud Chacham, and it was Gavaldik. It gave us like a daf shir, whatever. It was in the middle of Chulin somewhere, random Gemara, and I remember the Rosh Kollel Reb Daniel Lerfeld, Reb Daniel Belsky, and he said such a line which. It's an amazing line. He said, Rabbi Yisai, I've been walking around with this Gemara for 20 years, never knew what's going on. Never knew Pshat until he saw something on the road, like there was a Ram call. I don't know, there was something going on. There was a tumult in the street, and he chab Pshat in the Gemara. It was stam, 2 cars passing by. It was something very, very, not whatever. But it was the world. The world was, and all of a sudden, a Gemara came to life by him. We have to be roichish, a rechisha in Torah in order for that dynamic to happen. There is one more, let's say, crack that we have to discuss, but we'll save that for next week. Okay? I want to take a little bit of a break because I want to discuss a chashuva inyan. Chashuva inyan, which is mevusis on a Ramban in this week's parsha. Okay, the Indian basically is, I don't know how to say it. The Indian it's a chinuch issue. It really is a chinuch issue, and it's okay. So the Ramban says Tinek Haberech Beis HaSefer. We'll see it inside. But why is it that a Tinek is berech Beis HaSefer? Why is that happening? Why is that? What's going on over there? So. And it's a real question we have to ask ourselves. That's why I say it's a chinuch issue 2023, because why do kids run away from shul? We bring them to shul on Shabbos. Why are they running around outside, doing dangerous things? We have to put up signs. Huh? Why is that? Why are we doing that? Why is that happening? It's a dynamic. It's a reality. It's happening before our eyes. And I think it's a Mefurish Ramban, but you'll see it's a pella how we're going to learn this Ramban. It's mamish. It's go'oines, divrei go'oines mamish from Rav Leuchter, Rabbi Yisai. He knows how to learn. He knows how to learn. Okay, so Vayhi ben Tzah Oren. So we know the 2 nuns. So it's cute, whatever. Like it's like parentheses. It's in parentheses. The nun, it's like a backwards parentheses. Okay, it's a parentheses. Meaning it doesn't belong here. Rashi says. It's not really belonging over here. Why is it here? That's the Maimar Chazal. The Ramban brings this Maimar Chazal, and he's moisif a little bit, and you have to learn this up. This is moisif. He says, Zeu Puranus Rishayna. V'hivsik. 1 second. So 1 second. Let's read the first part. That's the most important part, right? They left Har Sinai Ketinika Berech Beis HaSefer. Amru Shema Yarbe V'Yitin Lanu Mitzvos. Now, normally when you say Tinik Berachim Beis HaSefer, I tell you, why is Tinik Berachim Beis HaSefer? Pashup Pshat is because outside there's swing sets. There's baseball game. There's Geshmaka stuff going on outside. Huh? But that's not what the Ramban says. There was no swing sets in the Midbar. There was no food, there was no restaurants. There was nothing so exciting to run away from Har Sinai. So why were they running away from Har Sinai? Says the Ramban, because Shema Yarbe v'yitin lanu mitzvahs. We're gonna try and understand that. That doesn't make any sense. What does it mean Yarbe v'yitin lanu mitzvahs? He gave them the Aseres HaDibros, and they knew they were on a big level, the Dordeya. They knew that the Aseres HaDibros was Kol Torah Kula. This I didn't know. Rav Lechter, sometimes he, shares with us these interesting things like V'derech Agav Mamash. If you count the words from Anoichi until Beis Re'echa, till the end of Lois Achmed, there's 613 words. Interesting. The Kol Torah Kula is in the Aseres HaDibros. That we knew, but we didn't. That was a cute reference. Very, very nice. So they knew it was Tariag Mitzvahs. And Tariag Mitzvahs is Keneged Tariag Ivorei Aguf. Shasan and Ramach. So what does this mean? Shema Yarbe V'yitin Lanu Mitzvahs. What is it? I'm going to grow a horn? And I'm going to have another Aver that I'm going to have to do mitzvahs on? Yeah? What does this mean? So we'll get to that in a minute. But it goes on. Misham Neshu Harasham. V'zo Piranus Rishon. He says it's the Piranus Rishon. Now look at this. V'hivsik shelo yu shloisha Piranus muchas lezu zu v'nimtzu muchzakim bePiranus. Then you're going to be muchzik bePiranus. So how do chazakas work? Yeah? In Bab Basra, in Ksubas. How does a chazaka work? You don't have a chazaka unless you do the same thing 3 times. Doing 3 different things ain't going to make a chazaka. What were these 3 Puranias? If we look, right, the Ramban explains the 3 Puranias in 3 different shtiklach over here. The first Purana was Vayisem Har Hashem, right? They ran away, Ketinik Aberech. Second one, they were complaining. Like that kid when you take him on a trip, I'm bored. Nothing to do. I'm just bored. That was the second Purana. Misoinanim is complaining. Pashut, I'm bored. That's how the Ramban says it. And the third Puranas was Havu Taiva. They had Taiva for weird things. Pchamim and coals and rotten food. This is what the Ramban says. We'll read it all inside in a second, but these are 3 different things. Where is the muchzakus over here? So you have to learn up. You have to learn up Moirde. Huh? Yeah, it's good kasha. Moirde, kafla of a fella. So what happened by Yisum Har Hashem? What happened? Shema Yarba v'yitin lanu mitzvahs. What is Shema Yarba v'yitin lanu mitzvahs? What does that mean? So the mistake goes like this. So we said, what do you mean Shema Yarba v'yitin lanu mitzvahs? All the mitzvahs were given already. 613. So what was their mistake? I will tell it to you the way I want to say it, but I think I'm, saying the same thing as Rav Lechter said it, but I want to share with you. I think they made the same mistake that my kids made. Oh, you're in trouble now. Huh? You're in trouble now. So now, I think they made the same mistake my kids made once. They're not making that mistake anymore, Baruch Hashem. But, it was a mistake. I asked them one Bein Azmanim. I said to them, okay, boys, school's out. What do you guys do in school? Right? It's a fair question. So what was all of their answer immediately? We learn. I said, it can't be you learn in school. Impossible. Because now there's no school. So that means you don't learn? You don't learn, you're not Jewish. How could that be that you learn in school? You don't learn in school. So they looked at me like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? We learn in school. Of course we learn in school. This I hold is the mistake. Shema Yarba v'yitin lanu mitzvahs. We learned. You taught us everything. It's good. School's out. School's over. We got what we got. The mistake is that in school you learn how to learn. Every single kid, every grade is learning new things. Right? Until 3rd grade, you're learning words, the Nukudis, and then you learn Chumash finally, and then you move on to Mishnah, and you move on to Gemara. The Rebbe is not teaching, he's not learning with you. He's teaching you how to learn. And now you come home. What are you going to do now? School's out. Vayisu Mehar Hashem. They ran away. No. Now you learn. Up until now, you're just learning how to learn. You got the tools. You got the taryag. You have the tools. And now you expand and you use them and you learn. I think it's very simple. You learn. You now take those 613 Evarei Aguf and you make those Evarim monstrous. You flex those muscles. You work out. You do things. You make yourself bigger than you ever imagined. So their mistake was, we learned. We're covered. We are good. We're good. Fully covered. We're fully covered in mitzvahs. We are good the way we are. Right? We went to school. We know. This is mistake number one. The mistake is, I'm happy with what I am, with what you gave me. Very good. Good. I got everything I need. So I am good with myself. Yeah? This is all good. What's the second Puranas? No, you're not happy with yourself. Look at the Lashon of the Ramban. I'm going to read you just a few bits and pieces over here. Look at it inside. Here it says, where is it? Hanochem Beinai. Kasher nisrachku mehar Sinai, she'akarv liyishuv, was carved to the yishuv. They were in a good matzah. Ubo b'soich hamidbar agadol v'anor b'masa arishon hoy mitztarim be'atzbam. They were mitztar in their selves. They themselves were no longer, tov likacha, like, wow, we just got like an amazing thing, the Torah is great, and then all of a sudden, boredom. Okay, because human nature doesn't allow you to ever stay to be stagnated. Yeah, I'm never just good the way I am. Always you have to grow. Always you have to become bigger. So their first mistake was being happy with what they got in Har Sinai, being happy with being taught the Torah. Yeah, being taught. Okay, so the second thing is the Puranas is happening now. They are now no longer happy with themselves. They're not happy just doing being with what they have. Not happy with what they have. They want more. But the first thing was the complaint. What's the third thing? Hisa'avu taiva. When you don't fill this energetic, urge for more in Har Sinai, when you're Yisum Har Sinai, you'll never just stay like a good little boy. No, it's not going to happen. You're going to become an animal. You're going to be Hisa'avu taiva in bad and unproductive things, in rotten things. Like the Ramban says, they had food. They had everything good. They had good stuff. Who has taiva to eat coals, tasteless coals? And what's his name? Spoiled foods. Today we would change the niggin over here. Nobody's eating spoiled foods. Maybe some people are, but for sure pchamim. I'm saying, right? Anybody who smokes is basically eating coals all day. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Yeah, that's rotten steiging, because you're not allowing yourself to steig. So. Very simple rate over here. Vayisu Mehar Hashem, they thought that they were good. They had no reason to steig mer. It was ganz good, 613, very nice. Immediately afterwards, no, I'm all alone, just me by myself. No, I have to have something else. No, this is very boring. No, I need more. I need something more exciting. So when you sort of left school, yeah, again, like the kids, they think that school is, we learned already. No, it's boring now. That we're not in school anymore, so no learning now. So we have to find something else to do. So what am I going to do? So they do bad things. They don't do the greatest things. Because they're fulfilling this need, this human nature need called, I want more. I want to grow. A child is growing. A child is always growing, and he needs to grow. So the eitzah here is, Rabbi Isai, the eitzah is to split this hair. School is not for learning. School is to learn how to learn. When you come home, you're free to learn. Like Rav Gusman used to say to adults, about Bein Hazmanim. He says, during the Zman, you have to learn what the yeshiva is learning. During Bein Hazmanim, do whatever you want. You learn whatever you want. So it works for adults also. That's the Yesod. The Yesod is fulfill this urge of wanting more and wanting to grow in Ruchnias. And the way to do that is to split that hair. We were taught the Taryag mitzvahs on Har Sinai. Now we have to learn. I want to learn. When you tell a child that he could learn anything he wants, he'll sit down. He'll read the whole Tanakh. He'll do things. He'll blow your mind. Don't be, stuck with it. I'm telling you, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. He didn't tell me, but he told my wife. My son told my, he was walking around and he's like, Ma, I feel really bad. I saw somebody, the boy didn't want to learn like the paper, from school. And the father was like, no, we have to learn the paper. Let him learn whatever he wants. He could learn. He could learn this homework. Okay, I hear the homework thing. You got to do it. But it's the bare minimum. The kids could do so much. Just, all it's just a little bit of a change of track. Explain to them that they can become huge and grow in Torah. I'll end off with one little ma'isa. Rav Gusman, when he was a young child, he hated when people said that he was a Ilui. Yeah, he didn't like it when people said that he was a Ilui. He said, I killed myself over learning my whole life from when I was a young child. He said he remembers when he was a young child, 6 years old. He said, I want to play. I'm young. I want to play. I want to play. But he said, if I play, I won't know. But if I sit and learn, I'm not going to play. I want to play. So he had this, question and answer with himself a few times until he figured out the mahalach haratzui. I'm going to play in my learning. And he started testing himself. How many times they say Rabbi Kiva in Maseches Brachos? How many times they say, Machlekes Bisham Veisel? And he started like trivia and having fun in his learning. Okay, I think the point was made. I think it's a gewaldike, nekuda, and it's a Ramban. And it's something that's so visible nowadays. Look at the world today. Look at what we're doing, right? We pay money for rotten things. Yeah? We pay money to go on a roller coaster. That's crazy. I like roller coasters, but I'm crazy. I say crazy. What's the whole spiel of like almost dying and not dying? Rav Lokta said, you pay him money, he wouldn't go on such a thing. It's ridiculous. It makes no sense. It's such a dumb thing. But we are rotten because we forced ourselves to grow in unproductive areas because we didn't know that it's shaykh to grow in Taryag. We thought it was like, okay, we went to school, finished, we got. No. That's not the mahalach. It's not the mahalach. I think it's a lifesaver. Okay, so try it out, see if it works. Let me know.